Welcome to the anime collection update for July of 2025. This is the series where I go over everything that I bought the previous month, so for July of 2025. This is an exciting month because not only did I have some really cool stuff that I want to show you, but it is the final month of my 5th year of collecting. Yeah, I have been collecting since August of 2020, and so we've been at this for a little while. But I am super excited to, move on, and I am going to be putting out my collection update, my full collection room tour here in a few days. Subscribe if you want to see that, and enjoy this video while you're here. But let's get right on into it. There's some pretty cool stuff in here today that I think you'll enjoy, no matter if you are a hardcore figure collector or if you're one of my few Funko Pop fans. I think we have a wide variety this month. Now, before we get started, there actually is one thing that is missing this month, and it's kind of odd. I didn't buy any manga this month. You might say, why? This is actually the first month ever that I have not bought any manga. And it's pretty simple, to be honest. I just didn't have time to go to the bookstore. I did plan on it, and there's a bunch of manga that's come out that I'm looking forward to getting. I just haven't had time to go get it. So I plan to soon, but no manga editions this month. Let's start with some scale figures. And these are the Girls Band Cry figures. And I have a few takes on these. So this whole set, I have it now. It's all done. We have reviewed the whole set. I will be making a full video of this here in a couple weeks. I'm waiting for all the shorts to come out. We're 3 shorts in so far. We have 2 more shorts to come. So it'll probably be 2 weeks from now. You'll get the full-length video where I go over the whole thing. But I will say, just a brief kind of preview of my thoughts on it. This set was really good. But I do have a few issues with it. Notably, I think the bases were really bland. I think they just kind of, and also I don't like that, like 3 of them were red, 2 of them were black. Just kind of odd. And I don't think I understand what they were going for, and I'll explain this in the full-length video. It's based off their looks in one of the shots in the OP. So it makes complete sense why they did these outfits. I know some people have said in the replies for some of the shorts, they're like, I don't really like this outfit. I don't think it fits. I think they all look fine because they work with it's canon. That's what they wore. And I think the poses are pretty good. There is a few minor nitpicks with the whole set. I don't think this set is quite as perfect as the quintuplet set was that I picked up, but it's still really good. I'm still a big fan of this set. It is one of my favorites. I don't know which one's my favorite. I'll talk more about that. I'll probably find one that's my favorite by that video, but as of right now, I really can't decide. But we did get 2 of them this month, completed the set. I do really like these. These were the 2 with the bass and the guitar, and I think they turned out pretty nice. They do actually have like actual strings on them, which is pretty neat. I actually haven't gotten a figure that has like actual strings on the guitar before, so that's pretty cool. I do recommend both of these if you're interested in Girls Band Cry. The whole set's really nice, but stay tuned for that full-length video on those. Now, one of the 3 figures here that did suffer some water damage, at least the box did, thankfully, the figures were all fine, but Mau Mau here, I really like this one. I think it turned out really nice. I will have a extended short on this one, so stay tuned for that. But I do think it turned out really well. I do like the blue rose there and everything. I think this is just a really nice figure. I do like the feet and everything there. I think it's a nice figure. I do like the base too. You can take her off of it, but it's a nice little base and everything. I don't know if it's my favorite figure of the month, but it's definitely up there. Because I think I'm biased though, because I like the character so much. Like, these are probably better detailed, but I do really like this figure. We'll decide that here in a minute. We'll decide. She's up there. She's up there. Couple prize figures here. The first one up here is from Urusei Yatsura. This is a character that did not get an acrylic stand in the acrylic stand set that I bought, and I kind of just wanted her. And I found her as a prize figure from Ami Ami. It was pretty cheap, and since I was already going to have a big box being shipped, I figured it's not really going to add that much money to shipping or anything, so I picked her up, and I'm a big fan. You do get quite a lot of cleavage with this figure, which is quite nice, and yeah, I think it's a solid prize figure. I do really like this tiny base. It stands pretty well, and I think it looks really nice. It actually, with that tiny base, it fit perfectly with my Urusei Yatsura set, like my little display stand. I was really happy about that. So yeah, I think it's a solid prize figure. It's much better than the other prize figure we got. Yeah, so this is Shiro here, and this is from No Game No Life. And as you can see here, it is pretty cute. I do like the outfit here with the, kind of see-through thing. You get the bikini, it's kind of scandalous and everything. But what I don't like is the big boot. I hate these. I hate these so much. I hate when they put these on a stinking figure because it just makes it so bad. Otherwise, I mean, it's a good figure, but it ruined it with that little that boot thing, because I think it makes the whole figure look really just cheap and everything, and they don't stand as well. I just don't like it. It's not as bad as the Demon Slayer ones that I unboxed, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I think the rest of the figure is nice. It kind of did that lewd look that I bought it for. So yeah, it's just that boot. That boot is not, I'm not a fan of it. Now this is the first of the Look Up series, I think they're called. This is Amiko. This is actually not an anime character. This is the mascot for Ami Ami. And I just think she's a cute little character. I get a bunch of their postcards and everything, and she's on the artwork for them. And I just kind of wanted to get one of these and see how it was. And I'm pleasantly happy with how they turned out. I do think, if I'm being honest with my thoughts on these, because I really didn't go in depth with it with short, you'll see in a couple weeks. If I'm being honest, it's not as good as an Nendoroid, by any means. It's not as good as an Nendoroid. And I don't think it has as much charm as a Funko Pop. Like, to me, a Funko Pop has charm. It's very cheap, and they're usually not that good of quality. Usually. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But they have charm. It's kind of charming to see them all look the same a little bit and everything, their eyes and everything. I kind of like that. It warms my heart, kind of. With these, I kind of am in this like middle area to where I'm like, yeah, it's chibi looking, it's cute, but it's also more expensive than a Funko Pop. It's kind of in the middle of like, it's not as expensive as an Nendoroid, but it's not as cheap as a Funko Pop. So I don't really know what the market for these is, because I don't know what you're going for. Are you going for the Funko Pop crowd, or are you going for the Nendoroid crowd? Or are you trying to get a whole nother audience? Because I just don't know. And I can't say right now that I'll buy any more. I'm not sold on them yet. Maybe I'll get another one and I will, but right now, just no. And I don't really like this head. This head is really loose, to be honest. And I'm just not pleased with it. But you do get to flash your underwear if you just pick it up like that. So there you go. Speaking of Nendoroids, I'm not going to bring out the whole set. I made a full-length video on them. These little Nendoroid Petites here, the Hatsune Miku set here, the Vocaloid Set. This has an interesting story, because apparently I had multiple comments telling me that I was a tourist because I was not able to pronounce the names right. I assume that's why I was a tourist. I don't know what I did in that video that made me come off as a tourist for Hatsune Miku. I don't know. In the video, maybe I made a mistake. No one ever told me. They just kept telling me I was a tourist. But anyway, So yeah, I thought it was a cool set. I was actually really happy with how the video turned out, and apparently people weren't. Maybe I'll make less Hatsune Miku content. I really like Hatsune Miku. I'm a new Hatsune Miku fan. Yes, I mean, admittedly, I've only been a Hatsune Miku fan for about a year and then like a couple months, but I really enjoy her. I do listen to her music. I do listen to other Vocaloid music, not as much as Miku, obviously. I'll admit that, but I enjoy the character. I enjoy the whole like idea of it. It kind of is, you know, like the Funkos, it warms my heart whenever I listen to something like that. It's different, but I enjoy it. Do I know all the ins and outs of it? No, but I'm not trying to. It's just something I enjoy for fun, and I buy figures that I find interesting. So I'm sorry if you're one of them that was offended by that video, that you think that I shouldn't buy figures because I'm not a die-hard Miku fan, to like the extent of apparently I'm supposed to be. Sorry. I'm still confused on that one. But anyway, the set was pretty good. They were a pain to put in. But yeah, I'm a big fan of them because they look nice on my shelf now. So, and I have an arrow. So, am I pronouncing that wrong? I don't know. Let's move on. Let's talk about some Funko Pops. Now, I know a lot of you are going to turn off the video right now. But hear me out. There's some really cool Funko Pops this month. So we did get 2 from Freerun here. I'm going to be making a full-length video on most of these sets at some point this year. I'm not really going to do, unless I get a big haul of them, I'm not going to do any of those like, here's the new wave, because those are very hit or miss on whether they perform well or not. I'm going to do like I did a long time ago, to where I did here's the complete collection of this anime's Funko Pops for this year. So I'm going to be making a video on Freerun because I'm already knocking off some of the hard to get ones, but I did buy a bunch of Pops off Funko.com, and I bought 4 that could have had a chase. None of them had a chase. Man, was that disappointing. I'm like 0 for 9 on chases right now. But anyway, so I did get Himmel. I think Himmel turned out pretty nice. He's just a common. And then I did pick up this. This was a Funko Shop exclusive. This is Freerun in a box, which I think turned out pretty well, to be honest. I do like the little like drool coming off the tongue there and everything. I don't think that's a great pop, but I do think as for a pop, it turned out pretty well. And then Himmel looks fine. He's just a common, so I don't really have a lot to say on him. So let's talk about the Ronma set. So Ronma Half got a set of Funko Pops, and I am very split on these because here's what I will say. And I have not decided if I'm a fan of these or not. First off, P-chan here, he turned out great. This is a fantastic little pig here. I think he turned out really cool. No problems with him. But the rest of these, I want to show you something here. And so this is Himmel. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, they're meant to be Asian, so they're going to be a tanner skin tone. Okay. I don't get that as much. But anyway, here is Ronma, or not Ronma. Here's Akane, and here's Himmel. I want you to look at the difference. Look at real close at the difference of them skin tones. This is a very pale. This is not. It's very tan, but it doesn't match like this or this. And so if it does, it's, I don't know. And they're all like this. And I mean, I think the one that actually pulls it off the best is Shampoo, because I do think it works with her a little bit better, and her legs are very close to the color we get with the face. And so that I'm much more fine with. And even this one, I think this one he turned out pretty well because the skin matches this. but it's really obvious in Akane here, and I don't know why they did that with any of this set, because they have, I mean, like, okay, the Demon Slayer characters don't ever have this. The My Hero Academia characters have never had this. I don't know, Chainsaw Man didn't have this. Those are all Asian characters. So why did you do that with this set? I'm very confused. I'm very confused. If someone can explain that to me, why they decided to go with that look in this specific set, I don't know. If I had to pick my favorite out of this set, it's none of them here. It's the Ronma female. But I didn't get it because I didn't get any chases. So we'll see that next month, hopefully. Maybe I can find the chase by then. We'll see. Now here's a set I'm not going to talk about for very long. This is the Chainsaw Man set. I've already gone over all of these. I did mention him and how much I love this pop. I think it turned out fantastic. We'll talk about my favorite of the month, but this is one of them. But I think he turned out great. I think this power is kind of, it's okay. It's not, I don't think it's as good as what I initially said it was, but it's a solid pop and I'm happy with it. We did also get 2 other powers this month. We got this one in the bikini that I mentioned in that video, which I think is a very cute little idea. And then this power, which actually is not a new power, it's power with Meowie, and it's another one that I ordered to try to get a chase of. No chase. So that was disappointing, but add another one to the collection. You'll see that in a short later this month or next month. And then we have Denji here with Puchita. So solid set. I think Chainsaw Man is doing solidly with their releases, so hopefully they continue that. I think we could use a gap, though, with Chainsaw Man. We're getting a lot of repeats. We are getting a 10-inch Puchita, but other than that, I think they can take a break for a little bit. Focus on other anime. There's plenty of other ones out there. Do Ranma, do Frieren. There's other ones they can do with that. Oh, I forgot one. The Aki from the Anime Expo, which, by the way, look at his skin tone. It doesn't seem plasticky like the Ronma ones do. It's obviously that he's got a tan to him because he's Asian, but it's not a plasticky look like the Ronma ones do. I don't know what they were going for. Like just look. Look how crisp this Aki looks. Look at the face details. Look how crisp it looks. Look at this one. Look how plasticky it looks. It looks really bad in my opinion. I don't know what they did with that set. It was really kind of jarring to see that whenever I first got it in the mail. So, yeah, very confused. Finally, the last of the Funko Pops for this month is the new Attack on Titan wave, and boy was this a good wave. So not only did we get the really cool 10-inch armored Titan here, I did not have a lot of faith in this one. I thought this would be a bad pop, because not only is it a Titan we've already gotten, but it is of a different scale. Like this is a 10-inch versus the 6-inch that we've been getting before. However, this one blew me away, and I really hope they make the rest of the set, at least make Eren, so that we can have like Eren and Reiner right beside one another. I'd love, though, if you'd go back and you'd make the female Titan. I'd love if they made the Jumbo Colossal Titan to go behind these guys. Make the female Titan, make the Warhammer Titan. I think it'd look really cool if you did that. I even think you could make a 6-inch Ymir now to go with these, the Ymir Jaw Titan. And now it's the perfect time. Make the big Falco Titan, the Flying Titan. I think it'd look really cool. Now, obviously, I don't know what you're going to do about the Founding Titan, but hey, maybe you can. Maybe you can. I don't know. But keep doing more like this. But moving on from that guy, we did get a really good set here, and I don't have all of them. I'm missing one. That's the Reiner GameStop exclusive. But we did get John and Connie finally. I think these turned out really nice. If I had to pick a set that turned out amazing in the whole thing here, I know Chainsaw Man had some really good ones, but man, Attack on Titan was just good across the board. I mean, look at this Levi one. That's really good detail for a Funko Pop. Like even if you don't like Funko Pops, you cannot deny that is better than 90% of prize figures. Like, prize figures do not have this good of paint detail. I mean, look at the stitches on that. No prize figure is going to be able to match that detail. And they didn't have to do this. They didn't do this on other series, but they did on this one. Man, it turned out nice. And what my favorite is yes, this Armored Titan is fantastic. And this Aki is fantastic. But this one, I think this is the best Funko Pop this month. This Hanji here, wow, this looks nice. It's simple, but it looks so good. The flames on her cape there, the eyeglasses here, to where you got the eye patch under the one, the way she's swinging the sword here and it's making the rocks and the gust of wind there. Man, it looks nice. This was just a really, really good pop in my opinion. From a fantastic scene in the anime. I love this one. This one I think is probably one of my favorite Funko Pops of all time now. But just a great, great figure. Finally, we got 2 freeing figures this month. These were the other 2 that got rained on, so they are both fine. But there will be a video out on these 2. There actually already is one on Yamada. If you want to go check that out, you can. This one, spoiler, if you haven't watched that video, I don't like it. I don't like this one at all. I think the color of the hair is wrong. I think the face looks awful. The body looks great. She's got great proportions. So yeah, that turned out great. But I think the face and the hair just, not a fan of it. Also, we did get the other figure from the Cafe Terrace and its goddesses here. And this one I think is okay. I don't really have a problem with it. I think it turned out fine. There'll be a video on this here in like a week or 2. I'm really busy with the, collection update and everything, so I don't know when this will come out, but it's coming. But this one was good. It kind of did everything that I wanted it to, but really the main problem with this set now, because we got 2 of them, we've got Akane, I think, is her name, and then this one. And the problem with this whole set is that now we have 2, and neither of them are the main girl, and there's 3 other girls that we're never going to get, because I guarantee you we're never going to get any more from this set. And that's really disappointing, because they should have just made the whole set, even if it was in 7th scale instead of 4th scale, but what can you do? Also, I do think there is a few flaws in this, but I'll save that for that video when I put it out. So stay tuned for that. But both these are mediocre to fine. So not a great month for freeing in my opinion, but hey, next month we got some cool stuff coming. Might not be the best, but it's going to be cool. Quote me on that. So real quickly before I leave, what is my favorite and least favorite things of the month? So since we have a lot of Funko Pops and a lot of figures, I thought I'd make my favorite figure and my favorite Funko Pop. Favorite Funko Pop, Hanji, already said that. Favorite figure, I really debated it and I still think it's Meow Meow. I think Meow Meow turned out great. I love the detail in it. These are fantastic. These are great. However, I'm just not sold on a few things on that, and I will comment on that whenever I make the full-length video. Stay tuned for that. I promise I will make it. But for now, this is just everything I wanted out of a figure. It's in this figure, and I think it's a flawless figure. Those have a couple, and I mean a very minute couple of details that I just don't like. So that's just my opinion. This is my favorite figure. This is my favorite Funko Pop. But what about my least favorite? What about my least favorite thing? Well, that's very easy for the figures. This is not a good figure. It's not a good representation of Anna, and it is not that good overall. Now, a close runner-up here is Shiro, because of the boot. I think the figure, though, looks fine, and that's why she's not the worst of the month. Also, she was $7. This was $250, so I can overlook $7. I can't overlook that much. As for the worst Funko Pop, that's easy. Ronma. I just don't like that plasticky look. It just doesn't look that good. And I think, you know, it'd be different if other ones had that same problem, but they don't. You know, one that is kind of close to that is this Power here. But even then, it still is crisp and it looks fine. And I don't know really what they were going for. Like, you can see how crisp this Power looks here compared to this Ronma that just does not. Now, not all of them have this problem, but it is, you know, like that one just doesn't quite look right. So, yeah, I hate to say that, but it is. And it's just meh. I hope that, I don't know. It was disappointing. Anyway, that is all for the July update. Next month we'll be back for the August update, and it will be a beefy one because I am going to Anime NYC this month, so I will be picking up a few things there. We will have a solid amount of manga, hopefully, that I'll be having next month because I'll have some free time to go to manga stores, so stay tuned for that. This month we'll also have the Anime NYC haul, which I'll show you off everything there, and then we'll look at it again at the end of the month, so stay tuned for that. Lots of cool stuff coming this month. We also have, like I said, that freeing figure that is on its way, and it's gonna be pretty cool. Quote me on that. But anyway, and then obviously the other stuff that will come in, that free run that we've talked about before that's like a limited one, that's on its way. Some other cool stuff, so plenty of stuff to look forward to. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys very soon.